All right, welcome everyone. Today we're diving into something truly profound from our source material, something called the Eternal Gateway.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. What if a really simple daily act could unlock an eternal reward? I mean, something that takes just a couple of moments. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, that's the exact promise we're going to dig into today. But before we get to the how, we've got to understand the what. What is this incredible reward we're talking about? So let's start with our first section, getting a glimpse of Jannah. You know, the source material just puts this so well. It invites us to get a step closer to Jannah. And I love that phrase because it takes this huge abstract idea and makes it feel like a real tangible goal, like something we can actually walk towards. So what is Jannah exactly? Well, it's the Islamic concept of paradise. Think of it as the final eternal home for the righteous. It's described as a place filled with just unimaginable peace and bliss. This really is the ultimate prize.
Okay, so if Jannah is this incredible destination, this gateway, then what's the key to open it?
And this is where it gets really amazing. You might think the key is some huge, complicated secret, right? Something really hard to do. But no, our source material points to a profound promise that's tied to something remarkably simple, something anyone can do.
And that promise comes directly from the source. So let's get right to it. Let's look at the prophetic promise.
Okay, I really want you to listen to this closely. These are the words of the messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him. He said, "Whoever recites Ayat al-Kursi after every single mandatory prayer, only his death prevents his entry into Jannah." Just let that sink in for a second.
Did you catch that? The only barrier, the only thing standing between a person who does this and paradise is death itself. That's it. No other hurdles, no other conditions. It's a direct path, guaranteed.
Now you might be thinking, is this for real? How reliable is this? And that's a great question. The source material is super clear on this. This saying, this hadith, it's reported by major scholars like Imam Nasa'i and Tabarani, and it was graded as authentic by the famous scholar Al-Albani. So yeah, the foundation for this promise is absolutely solid.
So we know the promise is real, but what does it actually take to do this? Let's look at this simple daily practice.
It's literally just 2 steps. Super simple. Step 1, you recite Ayatul Kursi. And step 2, you do it right after every mandatory or fardh prayer.
So how many times is that? Well, that brings us to this number, 5. Just 5 times a day. Just think about that for a second. We're talking about 5 really brief moments, maybe a minute tops after each prayer. A tiny, tiny investment of time spread throughout your day, and for that, you get to secure an eternal divine promise. The return on investment is just unbelievable.
So it's all laid out for us, crystal clear. And that leads us to the final part of our source material, a powerful call to action. This is basically your personal invitation to get started.
I mean, the path couldn't be clearer, right? And the promise is waiting. This incredible, magnificent promise is just sitting there, waiting for us to reach out and take it.
And so, we're going to end with the exact same simple, direct encouragement from our source material. Let's implement it. Seriously, with a reward this huge and an action this easy, the only real question is, why wouldn't we start today?